Hello everyone, this is Mukundan Raghavan, and today we are going to see the Java streams and we will try to understand how to use the Java streams in Selenium. There are so many videos that we are covering the Java streams, but however, in Selenium we need to use the Java streams. The main motto of using Java streams in Selenium would be reducing the numbers of lines. Let's try to understand streams in very basic. What is stream? A stream is a Java representation of sequence of elements. It almost looks like a collection, but collection is a set of objects which is under the one same structure. Whereas if you want to do some actions or some activities over the collections, you can use the stream. First of all, streams are not data structures. They are the way to perform the operations on the collection or especially on the data. So what are the different methods you can see in the Java streams? It could be filter, map, reduce, sorted, collect, count, stream, and a lot of methods. If you are from the background of Python, you might have seen these methods already, but there is a strong combination between the Java and Selenium. So if you are from the Selenium and uses the Java, this session would be helpful for you as much as possible. Before going into the practical, we will try to understand what are streams we have already understood, and all the methods under the streams can be categorized into two levels. One would be intermediate operations, another one would be the terminal operations. Intermediate might be filtering the data, mapping the data, distinct records, and sorting the data. Whereas terminal operation could be collecting all the data which you have applied the intermediate operations, or you can apply any actions by using the for each, or you can reduce to the single value, or even you can get the count for that, or even you can get the array value. So these are the different possible options that you can do with the streams. Now coming back to the code. Let's start with a simple understanding about the streams, then we will jump into the Selenium streams. Here you can see the code. Basically, I can just go to the presentation mode so that you can see very clearly. Great. So here you can see stream example. First of all, we are creating the arrays by using the different values arrays.asList. This will help you to create the list in a very simple way. Basically, we have the multiple numerical values here 5, 2, 7, 1, 8, 2, 4, 5, 3. This will be having the variable called numbers. Now I'm going to create the stream. First of all, streams are not changing the data structure existing one. It will create the new copy. After applying the operations, you will be getting the new result. By considering that, we can use the numbers.stream. It is creating the stream now in the line number 12. Then we are applying the filter. Here applying the filter means you are giving the criteria, whichever the records matching this criteria would be added to the list. Here n would be your each individual value that you are getting from the list. Then n will be looking for the even numbers. If it is a true, that means that if it is divisible to, then you will be getting the value and it will be added to the stream. Then after getting the value, actually this value would be iterated for every record inside your array. Then this n value again will be repeated for the map. That means that every even value that you filtered in the first step would be mapped on the second method. This method will get each and every value and multiply by 2. Then there's a distinct method. It will not take any value, but it will try to see all the unique values. It will remove the duplicate values. Then sorted. Sorting will be done on the natural order, which means that ascending order. Then you will be having the collect, which can be the terminal operator here you can consider. Here you are giving toList. That means that there is already collectors. Collectors.toList will give all the results into a single list. Now this list can be any interface. That's why you can see the receiving variable would be the list integer and the variable name is result. Now again, result also it's a collection because it is a list. In the collection again, you can directly apply the for each method or you can change it to the stream again. Now result dot for each, that means that this is again a terminal operation, but here for each and every value from the output, you are going to print it. Now you don't need to print it like a traditional for loop. Here you can give the method name. Then this method will be taking the each and every value from your result list. Here there is a different notation that you can see. This notation which is like a double colon symbol, would be considered as a reference operator in Java. This reference operator will have two things in it. One would be the first part would be the my class or any class that you have. And second would be the static method inside your class. Consider if you have the class and if you don't have the static method, then obviously you will be creating the object. Then you can mention object, reference operator, then the instance method. In such a way that you can call any method or you can give any reference to the method which is inside any class. It can be static method or instance method. Now what is happening in line number 20th? For each and every value will be taken and that value will be passed to the println method, which is the system.out.println. Then that value will be displayed. Simple as it is. So in this code, we have seen how to apply the filter, map, distinct, and sorted, which are intermediate operations. And we use the collect as a terminal operation to collect everything. In printing, we have directly used the terminal operation to print everything into the console. Let's execute and see the output. Here you can see all the values has been displayed. Here the focus is not to see the output. Basically, we need to understand the different operations that we can do from the streams: filter, map, distinct, and sorted, and collect, and as well as the for each. Now, so far, this will be very clear to everyone who knows the basic about the streams. However, if you are from the Selenium background, it's very difficult to see where can we use the streams in Selenium automation. For that, let's go to the sample here. Probably you might have seen this kind of code already in your Selenium automation. Again, we will go through very simple way. The required import statements, and you will be having the set property, which will give the locator for the, or which will give the location for the Chrome driver, which is required to open the any browser. And here we are using the Chrome driver so that we can use the Chrome browser. Then you are navigating to the internet.heroku app.status which might have multiple links. Then the next line would be driver.findElements tag name A. As you clearly know, that tag name A mentions all the links inside the page. Obviously, by giving only the tag name A, you might receive multiple links. So those links, you can just save it into the list because it's not a single element. That's the reason you can see clearly driver.findElements rather than find element. Obviously, it will just return multiple values, then those will be saved into the a list variable called the links. Now, this is where you can apply the Java streams. Now, the links obviously is a collection, and you can convert those into the stream. After converting into the streams, you are just getting the data. Now, WebElement.getText. So this is the class and this is the method. For every element, you are getting the text value. That means that you have now a web element of the links. With that web element, you are just getting the text from that. Then filter operation. So here you are applying the text. Each and every web element text will be looked for the empty or not. If it is the empty text, you are just ignoring that. So basically you are filtering all the empty values. Then collect will be giving the entire list as an output. Now again, we are using the same kind of thing, link text dot for each, so that you can print each and every link text which are not empty. Let's execute and see the output. Here you can see all the web elements and all the web elements and its link text which are not empty. Here the main focus is how to use the simple one line of code to extract all the link text of all the given links in the given page. If you have tried with a basic Java skeleton, even it might require minimum 5 to 6 lines of code, because you need to get everything list and you need to iterate like a for loop. Then you need to check for the filter condition. Then you need to just display that. Again, you need to put another for loop to display everything because it is in the collection format. But here you can see within just one line of code, you have done everything. Even for each can be used again. Again, you can print it also, but just to differentiate the outputs, I have mentioned as a two line. Even you can merge it as a single line here. Now, this is a very simple example. Let's go into the other areas. Okay, great. So these are some examples we will discuss now and try to see this can be applied in your Java code or Java Selenium code. The first one would be find all links with a specific nature or specific attribute value and click on them. Basically, this will be having a same pattern. You will try to get the web elements which are in the collection format or which are in the multiple format, multiple things. Then that you will save it into the list. In the first example, you can see you are getting all the specific links which are matching the specific locator or a specific CSS selector. Then you are just using the stream and for each element you are clicking that. Basically, you are finding or you are getting all the elements from the web page and you are just clicking on each and every element within your one line. And next line would be, our next example would be extract and verify the text from the table rows. You might have the dynamic table in your web page, which might contain sometimes 4 rows, sometimes 10 rows, sometimes no rows also. That's where you can use this value. Basically, you are getting table by using the element ID. Then after that, you are getting all the rows from the row text from the table. Now you are converting into the stream. Then you are applying the map. Now you know that in the row text, you will have every row. It might be 0, it might be 1, it might be 10, it might be 5, it can be anything. Then on that row, you are getting the data tags, which is TD, and you are getting the text. Now again, you are making the filter, the text is not empty. Then you are collecting as the list. So within a one line of code, you can see all the rows and all the text from that. And next one will be the handle drop-down options. Again, here you are using the select class to get the drop-down. And after that, you have the list of values which has to be selected. Basically, sometimes you need to see all the list of values are present in the drop-down or not. So for that, you can directly mention selected options for each. That value will be used in the drop-down by select by visible text. So now within the line, even you might have 100 values. You can directly mention as a list and you can just use the for each method. Now, fourth example would be verify radio buttons. In a given page, you might have the different radio buttons or checkboxes. It can be anything. Basically, you are getting all the common things and you are giving the general locator so that you will get all the radio buttons as a list. Then again, you are converting into the stream and you are looking for the web element is selected or not. So this is the method has been used and all match means it will look for all the buttons are selected, whichever you have given as a list. If not, it will give us a false. So that's the reason the return type would be the Boolean. And fifth example, parallel testing. Sometimes you might be doing the parallel testing by using the different browsers. For example, Chrome driver, Firefox, and Edge driver. You are creating all the drivers as objects here. You can see new Chrome driver, new Firefox driver, and new Edge driver. Now drivers.parallel stream is another way. Just you can execute the stream in a parallel stream dot for each. That means that each driver will be taken and open that URL, for example, example.com, and you will close it. So that means that you are using the parallel testing by using the parallel stream, by using the different browsers. And sixth example, something like verify element visibility and collect results. Same like that in the first line, you will be just using some common locator, which will retrieve all the elements that you want to test. Then after that elements, you will be just applying the stream and you will be seeing is displayed method. Here again, you can see web element is the class and is displayed is the method. Then you are getting all the lists or all the collectors. So basically you will be having the list of values, whether it is displayed or not. Here you are not applying the filter because you want to see which one is visible, which one is not visible. And seventh one, very simple. You are getting all the alerts and you are filtering the alerts which contains the error in that alert message. Then obviously you will be selecting into the, or you will be just collecting into the list. Then eighth example, you can see extract and verify attribute values. Again, you are getting all the links from the web page by using the tag name A, converting into the stream and applying map get attribute href. Href means you will be getting actual link or the URL for that. Then you are making sure that the href is not empty or not null. Then you are collecting as a list. So now in previous example, in real example, we have seen how to get the text for that. Here we are getting actual links for that. Now coming to the last example, sort and select elements. It's a very good example, you can say. First of all, you are selecting all the CSS selector, or let's say based on the dot price. For example, before to that, I will give a small context here. Let's go to the Amazon. You might have the different products here, right? So the prices might be different, and the prices also will be very dynamic in nature, and you will get the different list. You cannot predict which can be there in the next day. So that's the reason we are finding the common CSS selector, which is dot price. Then you are getting all the prices. Now, after that, you are just looking for the lowest price element. For that, you are getting all the elements list, prices.stream. Then you are getting each element by using the map method. In that, you are getting the direct value by using the element getText.replace, which basically you are getting the value every time with $. You don't want the dollar because when you apply the mathematical operations, you cannot use the dollar along with the value. So you are replacing dollar symbol with empty character. Now, after having the empty character, you are just using the dot min method, which will give the minimum value from the list. Now you are just reducing it. We have seen one of the method or one of the type in the streams would be the reduce. Basically, reduce means you are reducing the entire collection into the single value. You might have 100 values as a prices, but you want to get only one minimum price. For that, you are using the compare to, which is from the double class. So that's the reason here we are using the reference operator, double and two semicolon, which is the reference operator. Then the method name is compare to. Then all the elements from the list would be given to the minimum value. Then it will take only one value. Now, after that, you are getting only one value that you are applying to the map. Map means you are getting that minimum element or minimum price element. Then you are finding driver.find element, that value, basically span text $. Now you need to add that minimum price. Then that will be have a minimal price. And here you are finding only the element. Because you can see the return type is web element, list of web element, right? Then you will be getting this value to the list of web element. In case sometimes you may not have any list value or you may not find any results for your search, that time it could be null also. But if you have the streams, you may not have the null value by default. You need to set it up. So for that reason, you can use the or else method, which means if you don't get any value, everything will be empty. For that, you are just mentioning as a null. So obviously the prices value, which is in the variable format, will be null. Now here you can find the last final output would be the minimal price that will be saved into the prices. So based on the different business scenario, you can apply multiple things here. And these things, if you apply in the normal Java and Selenium combination way, it will be having a lot of lines. And readability also will be reduced. But here you can see, you have done multiple things here within your 4 lines of code. Even I could not consider as a 4 line of code because it's a method chaining. You can see stream has been chained with map, and it has been chained with min, and then map, and then or else. So this is a simple example. How can we use the Selenium in the different way along with the streams? Hopefully this helps and reduces your codes in the Selenium automation. And this is all about this video. And always be a rainbow in others' cloud.